r/Life of Norman, narrated by the bearded Brit. As Norman made his way through his usual morning routine, he heard the familiar sound of the toaster popping. "Pop," he said quietly, smiling to himself as he made his way to the kitchen. As he pulled the toast from the toaster, he noticed something was off. This looks a bit darker than usual, he thought. It seemed as if the only logical explanation was that when placing his toaster back in the cupboard yesterday morning, he bumped the toaster level setting a little higher. He sat for a moment, considering throwing the slices away and starting over. He wasn't overly fond of his morning toast being this crunchy. But after a few moments, he realised he was beginning to fall behind in his routine and decided to eat the toast just how it was. He didn't overly enjoy it, although he didn't dislike it as much as he thought he might. The power went out at Norman's office and left him with nothing to do on Wednesday. Not wanting to waste his new vacation day, Norman decides he should go out for lunch rather than have a ham and cheese sandwich at home. Perhaps I should go to that new breakfast restaurant I've heard so much about, Norman thought. Agreeing with himself, Norman takes a drive down to the International House of Pancakes. After having a short stack of buttermilk pancakes with a mild amount of syrup and spoiling himself with a side of bacon, Norman is very pleased with his meal. After Norman pays his bill, the waitress tells Norman that he can answer the survey on the receipt and get a free short stack next time he comes. Wow, what an incredible deal, thinks Norman, though he only smiles and nods to the waitress. Excited to get home and complete the survey, Norman gets up rather quickly and accidentally bumps into a waiter passing by his table. The knock jostles the waiter's glasses slightly, but they all stand up straight. Unbelievably humiliated, Norman apologises to the waiter repeatedly. "It's no issue, sir. Really, it's fine," says the waiter. But Norman heads for the door before he could say more. Perhaps I shouldn't complete that survey, thinks Norman, walking back to his car. Norman does not think he'll be returning to that restaurant, lest he be embarrassed again. As soon as Norman looked over the edge of the tower, his heart started racing. The ground was 70 meters away, he thought, feeling satisfied with his guess. Norman held his breath and stepped forward. He could see the ground moving closer and the adrenaline rushing through his veins, his pupils dilated. His fall was stopped by the water he had placed there before climbing the tower. The experience had been a bit too much for Norman, so he turned off his computer screen and remained seated, waiting for the anxiety to pass. His co-worker had been right. Minecraft was an exciting game, maybe too exciting for Norman. He deleted the game and went to bed, knowing he wouldn't be able to sleep. It was a pretty slow Thursday. Norman was sipping a cup of Lipton and browsing his emails. Invitation to the quiz night, seminar room at 6 p.m. An invitation? Norman had never been invited to a party before. So this is what it's like to be popular, Norman thought. Delighted, he clicked on the email. His fingers trembled with excitement as he scrolled through the email. Making a mental note of the date and time, Norman reclined in his chair and decided that he would reward himself with a cup of lychee tea later that night, a treat only for special occasions. If you like this video, let me know by pressing the like button, or by leaving me a comment in which you can chastise people who cough and knowingly do not cover their mouths. For more of these videos, you should subscribe to this channel, as I aim to post 2 to 3 videos a week. Don't forget to let me know your favourite Norman stories, and I'll try and include them in future videos. As per the norm, you'll find links to the featured stories, as well as links to the recording gear I use, in the description below.